male hormones, and I have male, male tendencies that exist in me. And because of our socialization, we have a tendency to suppress or hide or repress those opposite sex characteristics. And they exist in my personal unconscious as what he called, for all of us, there's only one man here, it's my husband, but for all of us women, it's called an animus, and for women, or for men, it was called an anima. So again, we have a personal kind of animus, and we have a collective animus as well. So my personal animus is kind of a compilation of my father, perhaps, brothers, men that I have particularly liked and favored. And again, those parts of myself that are masculine that I may not be comfortable to project because society doesn't like it. So of course, again, when we're looking back at, early Victorian times, the male-female roles were quite rigid. And so the definitions of male-female were very rigid. So of course, Jung looking at an animus from the 20s and 30s is, a completely different matter today. Luckily, unfortunately, we have moved away quite a bit from that so that men and women have become far more androgynous. And Jung said that androgyny, in fact, was a sign of good mental health. Which is interesting that he said that so long ago. So again, if I can bring that so-called inner masculine out and allow him expression in my life and get comfortable with that, the less I will have to project that animus onto a male in my life. So if I project my animus or my masculine energy onto a man in my life, then he has to, what's called, carry that projection for me. And so they could, a man in relationship with a woman who's doing that can feel tremendous pressure to have to be like Superman, because he has to carry all of her sort of animus energy for her. So you hear women saying, I'm so disappointed in him. Oh, really? What did he fail to do for you? Well, he failed to save the day for her. He failed to save her. And so that saving her is, kind of part of that animus energy, as you want to talk about. And the same the other way around. So males have the anima in their personal unconscious mind, and they project that anima onto the woman in their life. When you're the recipient of an anima projection, it feels like you're being held on some kind of pedestal. It can be very nice. It can feel, ooh, he's kind of worshiping me. That's kind of cool. But there's also a kind of feeling like he's not really seeing me, though. He doesn't really know me. And you can feel that. It's because it feels almost impersonal. And you also know, you can fall off a pedestal, and often you're going to fall further than to just be an ordinary human, right? So falling in love is actually an animus combined projection. And that's what that falling in love feels like. You're giving away your animus to him, and he's carrying it so perfectly. And he's doing the same thing to you. And then one day, you're going to sit across from each other, and you're going to have an ordinary conversation over breakfast, and suddenly have that devastating realization that you're both just ordinary people. And that's that falling out of love. And some relationships don't make it past that, because that's all it was. Once the projection comes home, there's nothing left. And they look at each other and they say, oh, we've fallen out of love. I guess there's nothing left. It's done. That's all it was. For a relationship that will go past that, once they, yeah, you're just an ordinary person and I'm just an ordinary person, I think you're really cool. So once they can grow past that, then it can grow into what's called true love, right?